Hi, this is Jody Wilcox again, coming back for the week 1 writing prompt. I'm just going to kind of read this out loud just to kind of get in the right frame of mind of what this assignment is going to entail. So it says that now that you've become so learned about teachers' decisions related to educational technology, your principal has asked you to write a memo that will help as the technology plan for the next 3 years is written at your school. In this memo, the principal wants you to present some new creative ideas and how to persuade 3 specific groups of teachers to voluntarily begin to explore how to integrate technology in more meaningful ways. Okay. There are 3 different groups. There are teachers with more than 20 years experience who have to date been highly resistant to technology but are excellent teachers. New teachers who are technologically proficient but tend more toward using the technology for fun with their students rather than learning. And then 3 is substitute teachers. The principal would like your memo to provide any thoughts you have about targeting these 3 groups in this memo, and was clear that your ideas should be new, creative, and backed up with some evidence of their potential to be successful strategies. Okay. All right, so I'm going to be typing out a memo that will help with the technology plan for the next 3 years. As the plan is written, and the principal would like me to present some new creative ideas about how to persuade these groups to voluntarily begin to explore how to integrate technology in meaningful ways. Okay. So I've already set up a Google Doc just titled Memo Technology Plan. And so I will start out with 2, maybe, if I'm not getting, there we go. So I'm assuming that this is to the principal, and principal and faculty. From Jody Wilcox. And the subject would be let me go back over. The subject is how to persuade people to voluntarily explore how to integrate technology. Okay, so the subject would be technology integration. Let's do persuasion. Persuasion towards technology integration. And I knew that word persuasion did not look good. Okay, and then I'm just going to put today's date just as a reference. Okay. All right, so I'm going to start this out, and I do need to have an introduction to the topic. So I'm just gonna do a brief outline, and then I want to talk about teachers. Teachers with 20 plus years of experience. And then I also want new teachers. All right, technology proficient. But integrate more fun. I'm going to go back because I'm having a hard time keeping my thoughts clear here. New teachers who are technologically proficient. I don't know why I get tongue-tied on that word every time. I guess I'm going to go back here. But integrate tech more for fun than for learning. So that's my next group, and I guess I can just, I'm going to lowercase that. Teachers with 20 plus years of experience. Have teaching experience, but lack but are resistant to technology. And I guess I'm going to add excellent teachers with 20 plus years of teaching experience, but are resistant to technology. New teachers that are technologically proficient, but integrate tech more for fun than for learning. I'll just spell that whole word out. And then my third option, which is interesting to me, about substitute teachers, because technically it's always been that if the regular teacher is away, that the substitute teacher does not really have access, nor they just don't have access to the technology a regular classroom teacher might use. So this will be an interesting one that I don't think really occurs right now. Alright, and then after I cover those points, then I do need to add a conclusion. And I'll just leave that for later. Okay. I think I'm going to work on my introduction and conclusion later, and I'm going to start right in the middle. And I'm going to go back to the writing prompt. And it says the principal wants you to present some new creative ideas about how to persuade these different groups of teachers to begin to explore how to integrate technology in more meaningful ways. So we're talking about persuading and presenting creative ideas. All right. present some new creative ideas about how to persuade 3 specific groups of teachers to voluntarily begin and explore how to integrate technology. Okay. Okay, so how would we convince teachers who have been teaching for a long time to start implementing technology? I know that one of the reasons why teachers do not integrate it is because they lack confidence, or they have an attitude towards technology, as well as they lack confidence in their technology skills. So I think that time would need to be given towards, oops, I'm going to go back to my memo, ways to persuade. Again, I think I might just do a bullet point list, and I'm going to say provide adequate professional development that is ongoing and provides continuous feedback on technology integration. Okay, so I think that it's important that the persuasion, if I were to persuade these other teachers, the best way to persuade them is to provide them with more than adequate, I'm going to actually say that, more than adequate professional development that is ongoing and provides continuous. I think ongoing and provides continuous feedback is the same thing. On the implementation of I say technology resources. I may change that later. I'm not sure I like how that sounds. All right. Time, money, and staff, lack of support. They need to be given the time to actually, and I think that goes along with collaboration, provide more than adequate professional development that is ongoing and provides continuous feedback on the implementation of technology resources. Provide teachers with time to meet with collaborative groups. Meet with collaborative groups to discuss and share experiences. I don't know why I don't have regular spell check, like automatic, like my iPhone does. All right, provide teachers with time to meet with collaborative groups to discuss and share experiences and provide teachers with time to meet with collaborative groups to discuss and share experiences and new technologies. To share experiences and I don't know how I'm trying to say this. Provide teachers with time to meet with collaborative groups to discuss and share experiences. I think I'm just going to leave it at that for right now. Because I think that's what they need. They need I'm going to take that out. Provide professional development. And I'm going to capitalize that. That is ongoing and provides continuous feedback on the implementation of technology. Resources. Provides teachers with time to meet with collaborative groups to discuss and share experiences. I think that they need to also be convinced of the importance of it. This was an article that I had found just before I started actually working on this, and I thought there was an interesting statement in here about the International Society for Technology and Education, and then also the National Education Technology Standards. They had listed one of these facts right here. Research validates the use of technology as a means to prepare for success in the 21st century and increase critical thinking and data management skills. So there's a good piece of evidence. Students need to be able to easily manage and use information personally and professionally. Skills such as the ability to collect, analyze, and understand data and information support good decision making are key to their success. In order to meet the expectations of students who live in a technology-rich environment, the classroom must provide interactive opportunities which motivate and allow them to focus on learning the content rather than the task. That would be a really good... I want to... again, it's doing that to me. I want to save a couple of these things that I'm going to go back and use within my introduction or conclusion. So I'm going to save this phrase right here, and I'm going to come back up here and put this into my introduction, and I'll come back to that as I'm going along. And of course I want to put in here where I found that information, which is how digital tools prepare students for the 21st century. I'm wondering, actually, I'm going to put this somewhere else, and I'm going to actually just put the author's name on this. I don't see a Collins Consult's white paper prepared for. Alright, I'm going to go to the end. Sorry about the constant scrolling. But I wanted to go through and just see if they actually listed, there we go, the author. Sue Collins, principal, and Collins Consults. Okay. So I'm going to just copy her name. And I was looking for a date in which this was written. And I don't think I saw that either. So I'm going to go ahead and go back up. Again, sorry for the scrolling. Alright, so I'm going to put her name here. Sue Collins, and I do not know. Yeah, I'll have to do some more research to see what the date is on that. I'm pretty sure it's going to be 2000 something. So I'm going to add just a couple question marks there, so I know I need to go back and add that. Alright, and then I actually am going to go back and I'm going to highlight this link, and I'm going to copy that, and I'm going to go back to my article, and I'm going to come down here and just make a sources reference for myself. So I'm going to paste, and actually I think I'm going to do it this way, again with the article name, How Digital Tools Prepare Students for the 21st Century. I'm going to copy that, and then come back here and paste that in, and then I want to link to it, so I want to actually copy this, copy, and then I'm going to go back up here and I'm going to provide this to a link, and I want to paste my link that I just copied right there, and I want to apply that. Okay, so I'm going to get rid of this, and then I'm just going to put a comma, and then I'm going to put Sue Collins, and again I am unsure of the dates, I'm going to have to come back to that. Okay. I think this would be a good argument to start the persuasion that I don't think that there's any teacher that with the research is validated that technology is crucial in the preparation of our students for success in their future would not do what they could do in order to make sure that they prepared their students adequately. So I'm going to come down and scroll a little bit further to see if there's anything more that I wanted to add about technology and how we can convince older teachers. But I think that I'm going to open up a new Google search. Okay, and I'm going to do veteran teachers and technology. That might be a good search right there. Okay, so let's take a look at what this article has to say. Okay, veteran teachers and technology, change, fatigue, and knowledge insecurity influence practice. Given that veteran teachers comprise up to 40% of teachers, their lack of use is important This paper aims to shed light on the issues of detachment by presenting empirical based findings of a 5-year grounded theory. So, the best ways to convince teachers to use something they haven't used before is to understand why they don't use it, and then how can we motivate to change that. I don't think I'm going to find what I need here, so I'm going to go back and take a look at this article. And actually, I think I'm going to jump down and use this article instead, because I like the title, How to Get Hesitant Teachers to Use Technology. Alright, so maybe then this is actually just March of 2013, so it's very current. In my consulting as well as administrative technology work, I am often asked the same questions by different schools and officials. One of the most common is, how do you get teachers who are hesitant or resistant to use technology? I am keenly aware that many of my colleagues are not, for various reasons, gung-ho about educational technology. And it's interesting. Quite often the teachers who are hesitant to adopt new technology are great, in fact, amazing educators. They are frequently veterans and usually leaders in their academic field and within their institutions. In my role as a tech advocate, I habitually find myself trying to coax these established educators to use new tools and incorporate new methodologies. Here are some ways I have found to be successful. Do not set out to fix anyone's teaching. If you're working with veteran educators, this is especially important. They have been successful in their field. Instead, observe what they do in the classroom that's made them successful and build out from there. Offer suggestions how to make their good teaching practices more efficient using tools that clearly make tasks easier to accomplish. Perhaps Dropbox will facilitate distributing handouts in the classroom. Google Drive is an alternative to emailing drafts back and forth, or Google Earth that can provide more interactive exploration of the Grand Canyon. Tailor your approach to each faculty member with specific ideas to facilitate and or enhance. Excuse me, it's kind of late and I just yawned. Enhance their teaching. As they become comfortable with new tech, they will very likely be open to conversations about other digital tools you are using in your own work. Alright, so the first thing is, don't try to set out to fix anyone's teaching. So I think that maybe it would be good to point out that, and I'm going to put this up here, that we need to affirm teachers' experience and expertise in the educational field. Affirm the teacher's experience and expertise in the educational field in their find ways to provide technology. Come back over here. Oops, no, different article. Observe what they do that's made them successful and build out from there to make good teaching practices more efficient and effective. Affirm the teacher's experience and expertise in their educational field find ways to provide technology that extends and makes that extends and let's see. Okay, that extends and extends their expertise in a way that is more efficient and effective in essence, each teacher will need this to be a personal will need this to be each teacher will need this to be individualized to their strengths in the classroom. Alright, let me look at that. Excellent teachers with 20 plus years of experience but are hesitant or resistant to technology. Affirm the teacher's experience and expertise in their field. Find ways to provide technology that extends their expertise in a way that is more efficient and effective. In essence, each teacher will need this to be individualized. Will need individualized. I really liked how the article stated it better, I think, than what I'm stating it. Implies to maximize their individual I'm going to take this out. Each teacher will need individualized guidance in order to maximize their strengths in the classroom. Okay, I'm going to go back to this article, and I also want to how to get hesitant teachers to use technology. Alright, so I want to go ahead and put this in here. I'm going to copy that. I'm going to add that down here with my sources. Okay, I'm going to paste that in. Okay, and then I need to also change this to be all small. Come up here, and I guess I need to fix it right here. Say 12. I'll come back and clean that up later. I do want to link this. And article is right here, and that did show up. That's kind of cool. I didn't know that that was there. Okay. So I'm going to bring this up. And I want to change this, but I'll fix this up and clean this up later. Okay. Alright, and so I want to come up here and I'm going to put her last name. Right there. Just to acknowledge that that is from her article. Okay, so now I want to look at this further. I like these suggestions. Dropbox, Google Drive, Google Earth. I like these as examples, and so I think I will go back out. And add that right here, just so I can have some examples of what we're talking about. And that did not go in the right spot. I'm going to back that out. I'm going to come right here, and then I'm going to add that back in. For example, perhaps Dropbox will facilitate I'm not sure that I want to add this here. So I think that what I might do is come down here, and then I might say list Dropbox for handouts, Google Drive for collaborative papers, and perhaps Google Earth was the other one. For interactive exploration, for okay, these will just be, I'm not sure what I'm going to do with that, but these will just be ideas of programs and the implementation and what those programs can be used for. Okay, so let's look at what I have. Okay, excellent teachers with 20 plus years of teaching experience but are resistant to technology. Affirm the teacher's experience and expertise in their educational field. Find ways to provide technology that extends their expertise in a way that is more efficient and effective. Each teacher will need individualized guidance in order to maximize their strengths in the classroom. Provide professional development that is ongoing and provides continuous feedback on the implementation of the technology resources. Provide teachers with time to meet with collaborative groups to discuss and share experiences. Alright, so let's go back to this article and see what more they have. Be open and alert to each teacher's technology wants and needs. Alright, so if teachers express a want or a need for technology in the classroom, accommodate them. If teachers feel you are there to help them, they are more likely to reach out. The best way to demonstrate your desire to enhance their teaching is to jump through their hoops to meet their needs. If a teacher wants to use Safari, don't dismiss their interest in favor of Chrome. You may know the tool that is superior, but remember it's about their level of comfort. Be supportive of teachers in their own level of comfort. Okay, let's go back and see what else they have to say. Use peers to model and train. Teachers respond better to other teachers who share their situation. They trust them. Such teachers are pre-vetted. They understand what it's like in the classroom, what can go wrong, how students can respond. The absolute best way to get educators to feel comfortable seeking help with technology is to make the point person someone who does not assess their teaching. It is important to limit, if not eradicate, the intimidation factor often associated with asking for help or training in a particular tool. If a teacher feels that they are being assessed or judged, and perception is key here, they simply will avoid seeking advice. Make sure that the technology point person is someone that their peers trust and admire. Give them time to play. Teachers are not done at 3 o'clock, definitely not. Many work 10 to 12 hours a day during the school year and on weekends too. In my 12 years of serving as an educator, I have never had a summer off. Instead, summer is slightly less busy and my time more flexible. Remember, we're working to lure hesitant teachers into the technology fold. Do not hold training days in the middle of the year or distribute new hardware or software in August. May and June are the best months to introduce new concepts. Hand them out at the end of the year just before summer. Let your faculty have the summer to play with the new tools, to get comfortable with it, learn how to use it. That will remove the intimidation of performing under a watchful eye and also allow them to get acquainted at their own pace. It also helps them to have tool awareness as they build lessons for the fall. Okay. All right, and here's something that also talks about the professional development. Math teachers will probably benefit more from a workshop on Geometer Sketchpad than Quizlet. While they may seem like babes in the technology woods, in truth, your faculty members are sophisticated professionals. Treat them as such. Focus on their, this is my favorite word, focus on their needs when you present tools. Don't geek out. Okay, don't sit in judgment. All right, I'm going to add a couple of these ideas to my information. Give them time to play. All right, so we did talk about the intimidation factor. All right, provide teachers with time to meet with collaborative groups to discuss and share experiences. Make sure that all new, let's see, how do we want to refer to that? That all new concepts, new tools, okay. The all new concepts and tools are introduced at the end of the school year, which will then learn the new technology and play with it under less stressful or busy times, such as in the middle of the school year. such as at the beginning or in the middle. Okay. Let's see. Affirm the teacher's experience and expertise in their field. Find ways to provide technology that extends their expertise in a way that is more efficient and effective. Each teacher will need individualized guidance in order to maximize their strengths in the classroom. Provide professional development that is ongoing. Well, you can't, I do believe that you can't just offer professional development and it just ends there. But I suppose that's where your collaborative groups would come in. Let's see what this person had to say about professional development. Oh, and this is differentiating specifically towards subjects and classroom settings. That's true. A lot of times they try to fit everybody in all together. That is relevant to the specific classroom setting. And needs. I'm going to keep this ongoing, and maybe I'm going to take this out and say continuous feedback. How about maybe I'll change that and put provide teachers with time to meet with collaborative groups to discuss and share experiences. This continuous feedback will help to alleviate, this doesn't look right, will help to alleviate, that's why it didn't look right, help to alleviate the intimidation that many teachers feel when trying something new. I guess in some ways I feel like I'm not sounding super professional in this memo, but the memo, it says it's stated a memo to the principal to help like with the technology plan, like what the committee needs to keep in mind as they're setting this plan in place. So I need to go back and take this out. Provide professional development that is relevant to the specific classroom setting and needs. Okay, I'll come back and fix that a little bit. All right, make sure that all new concepts and tools are introduced at the end of the school year, and I do like that advice, and I think that I'm going to go back to that same article, and this is still the same one that Jennifer Carey wrote in 2013. And I think I will go back and I need to add that in. Okay, all right. Something else. I'm going to go back to why teachers don't use technology in the classroom. So I've kind of already addressed the part about it being intimidated, that by getting it early, practicing it when they're not already busy, that gives them more of a chance to become comfortable with it without being underneath the watchful eye. Okay, and I also talked about adding collaboration with their peers. Okay, let's look at why teachers use technology. Provide an active experience for students. Okay. Teachers' own beliefs and attitudes about the relevance. So I guess that these teachers who are very good really should understand the relevance of why technology is needed. And I think that given individualized implementation of technology into the classroom, I think is key. I think that, myself personally, for people, whenever I was asked to come in and show somebody how to do something, it was individual for what they wanted. It wasn't something I was trying to tell them. They said, hey, I would like to do this. How can I do it? And that's how I approached it. Sometimes it was just as easy or as simple as showing them how to copy and paste something, honestly. So, which for them, just the repetitiveness of it, they use it more than once, copy and paste something more than once, the more comfortable, and then the more comfortable they'll get, and the more confident they'll be. Okay. I'm going to go back to this article. I like that right here, pick hardware and software that's easy to use. Pick tools that have drag and drop features, are nearly devoid of bugs, and have a low learning curve. If an educator is intimidated by coding or thrown off by a product that's prone to crashing, they're not going to use it. Teachers know that their students get frustrated and restless if they cannot move quickly through the learning process. So I think that's something important to note and add. Make sure hardware and software, that's what I was looking for. Just make sure that all hardware and software is user-friendly for both teachers and their students. Make sure that all hardware and software is user-friendly for both teachers and their students. Okay, I'm just going to go back to the writing prompt. Next, okay, to write a memo that will help as the technology plan for the next 3 years is written, the principal wants you to present some new creative ideas on how to persuade these groups to implement technology in more meaningful ways. thoughts you have about targeting these 3 groups in the memo, and was clear that your ideas should be new, creative, and backed up with some evidence of their potential to be successful strategies. Okay. It's easy to think that hesitant educators do not adopt new technology because they are lazy or stubborn or uncreative. In my experience, nothing could be further from the truth. The reality is that modern education is now a high stakes, test-driven environment. State tests and AP exams determine job security, funding, and professional perception. Experimenting with new tools requires not only a learning curve, but some risk-taking. Yes, it does. The idea of starting over in your methods of teaching while being hyper-aware of the severe consequences for failure is daunting to all of us. Recognize this as you approach your faculty. Assume the best of your staff because that is what they are willing to give. Okay, I really do. I really did enjoy reading what this author of this article had to say. Use peers to model and train. I do agree with that. And I think I might want to add especially coming from their peers. Well, that doesn't really fit right there. There, I'll put it there. That would make a little bit more sense, and then I'll just put a period there. All right. I think that I'm going to list examples. Examples of programs that could make a teacher's life easier. And then I think I will Dropbox for handouts, Google Drive for collaborative papers, Google Earth for interactive exploration. Maybe I'll do inspiration for mapping. Maybe blogs. Well, how do I want to say that? Drop out. Anyways, I would like to. I'm going to list more examples here of examples of programs that could make a teacher's life easier, in which I think any teacher would be willing to give it a try. I see that my time is up, and so I'm going to go ahead and stop my recording here. And sorry, I know there was moments I didn't talk as much. It is late and I am tired. But I'm going to continue to work on this paper and list some advice, some things to persuade new teachers, how to integrate technology that's more learning based, and also some research on substitute teachers and how they can implement and use technology in the classroom as well. So I'm going to sign off for now, and I will post this video and continue to work on my paper and turn it in as soon as I can. Thank you for listening. Good night.